first question. Tim.
Thank you for being here tonight. Congressman Cantor supports U.S. military intervention in Syria, and in that civil war, we have no ally. And as a veteran, you know, as the United States Senator from Virginia, how do we vote on that issue?
Yeah, that's a great question. Let me just give a little backdrop from the way I see it. You see, remember, Mark Warner doesn't have a lot to say. But one of the things I'm not going to be silent about is Benghazi.
Thank you.
Okay. Benghazi is an American travesty. It's an unbelievable cover-up. When this will unwind, and it's starting to unwind. But, I mean, we had assets, military assets, all over the region that could have done something. Even if we sent an F-18 over there at Mach 2 that just, you know, gave them a big sonic boom at 500 feet. I mean, they'd just do something. I don't know if we would have been able to save Ambassador Stevens or not. But the reason I bring Benghazi up is this. If we had taken care of Benghazi and shown the full force and might of the American forces and the American people, we never would have had a Syria. And we never would have the Ukraine that's going on right now. So when the thought process of Syria came out, my campaign immediately issued a very strong statement condemning any action in Syria. I mean, so we were on the front lines. In fact, we were so far ahead of everybody else that people were like, whoa, wait a minute. How can you make that judgment so quickly? Well, because I graduated from the Air Force Academy and I wore the uniform of our country and I understand these moving parts. And I'm not saying I guessed it right, but we should not be there at all. You bet. Yes, sir.
But Hillary got that, so what doesn't matter. That's what Bill told her when she found the Lewinsky.
Very good. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a retired social worker, actually did foster care and adoption in Louisa County, and I remember you for the Republican Party there. I guess I'm an oxymoron, a Republican social worker. Thank you. There are 6,000 children in foster care in Virginia. Thank you for what you've done. I can't thank you enough, and that goes a long way in caring about people.
You know, we only foster babies, and you're very welcome.
Babies are.
We only foster babies. Those that have diapers, you know, when a baby has a diaper, all they want is a clean diaper and a full stomach.
But they need full-time care. So
Yeah, and hugs and kisses. But who are you really helping here? You're helping mom. You're helping mom get clean. You're helping mom work with dad, get back the family back together. You're helping her get a skill. You know, that's who you're helping. So, I mean, did my war on women start in 1997 when we first started helping and being a foster parent? I mean, these are just things that, it's kind of a unique qualification that we have that we can bring to the table. Because one of the things that, well, all you pro-lifers want is, you know, to have the baby be born. Well, what are you going to do when the baby's born? Bring them over. Bring them over to the house. And we'll take care of them. Because you need to make sure that whoever you're going to vote for, that they put their feet where their mouth is. This is important. So, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
The last election, it's in the value. Virginia, it's two different things. How do you plan to appeal to the money pot of Northern Virginia and all the government money? That's the obstacle right there. You can win the heartland, you can win the suburbs, but how do you plan to turn the corruption of government contracts in Northern Virginia?
So the question is how do I plan on dealing with Northern Virginia? Cede it to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
That's not going to help with your election.
Yeah, I think he's talking about getting elected.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you No, I'm just kidding. The answer is, it's funny because Fred brought up a variety of different factions that are inside of our party. And one of them is government workers, and I'm not sure exactly where they fit, but there's a lot of government workers up in Northern Virginia, and they will turn the tide one way or another. We have to do well there. We don't have to win, but we have to do well in Northern Virginia. And I think one of the things, again, about my record, and I'm just telling you what I'm bringing to the table, is, trust me, we did not do this as resume builders. This is just who we are. But because of my former military background, we appeal quite nicely with many of those that are up in Northern Virginia. And I think we should have a robust defense. There's only one thing that the federal government's designed to do. Who's the libertarians in the House? Tell us. Okay, what's the one thing, Zach, that the federal government's designed to do?
Defend the liberties of the people.
Defend it? Well, okay, all right, I'll tell you guys the answer. In the Declaration of Independence, it tells us that we're all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, right? Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, the ability to keep and bear arms, not have soldiers quartered in our homes, illegal search and seizure. And governments are instituted amongst men to secure those rights. That's the only thing that the government's designed to do, is to secure those rights. Now, how do they secure the rights? The federal government does it in 3 different ways. Provide for the common defense. Okay? So I think of it as like a bubble. Should be a bubble over the 50 several states. And each state gets to do its own thing. So if Massachusetts wants to have Romneycare, no problem. Let them have Romneycare. If New Orleans wants to change the education system down there to a voucher program, let them change it to a voucher program. If California wants to do something, Colorado wants to have, I don't know if I get it in the marijuana thing, then let them. And we're supposed to look and see, is it working in Massachusetts? Is it working down in New Orleans? That's the whole beauty of it, is to provide for the common defense. The second thing that's designed to do is to settle disputes between the states. Because there has to be some mechanism. So if West Virginia has a smokestack and that blows over into Virginia and pollutes the pond, we've got to have some mechanism to go after West Virginia for that. And the third thing it's supposed to do, is designed to do, is to enter into international affairs. Because we can't have 50 treaties with France, for example. But that's it. That's all it's designed to do. And if we fall back on that as the touchstone, and we look at what the Constitution says, we will solve a lot of the problems that we have today. We'll absolutely solve them. So how do we make sure that we win Northern Virginia? How do we make sure we win Northern Virginia? Let's acknowledge that we need a robust defense. Why do we need a robust defense? Because President Obama just told us he wants to go back to pre-World War II. I think we win the argument in Northern Virginia. Also, my work on the Domestic Violence Task Force really will turn heads. I was also, when I was in Fairfax County, I was appointed to the Area Agency on Aging. So I've done work with the senior community. With my master's degree in finance, they know that I understand how to balance the balance sheet. So I think we're going to be able to pull in